Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single-barrel-only liquor store. This store is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Get signed up for their email distribution list to find out when the store will be opening, what their hours will be, and most importantly, what they will have in inventory at abvbarrelshop.com. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebartogo.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today we have a special show live from Maine on our Maine Vacation 2022. My name is Steve Akeley. I am joined by Danny Kennard, Neal Robinson, and Lenny Eckstein. Hey guys, what's up?
Hey.
So we are having a good time, aren't we?
Oh, yeah. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, we are fun in the sun, doing a little shopping, some good meals.
Yep. Sometimes fun in the rain, as it was.
Fun in the rain, yeah.
A lot of lobster.
A lot of lobster. Danny, have you had lobster yet?
Seafood.
Not here yet. No.
But you're going to, though, right?
Yes.
We have
on that tomorrow.
We have a plan. Danny and I are in for the Lazy Man lobster. So, yeah, Lazy Man lobster.
Sounds great.
They got 2 lobsters, lobster meat from 2 lobsters, and then they bake it with some breadcrumbs. And it sounds delicious to me. I'm in.
I still feel like, as I was saying earlier today, fried clams are the unsung hero of the region, and I think they should maybe usurp the lobster. And
really? You think fried clams are bigger than lobster? Deserving so?
Well, they do deserve so. Yeah. It's I feel like it's a little more unique to the area. And I don't know. I think I'm going to skip the lobster and go for fried clams tomorrow.
Fried clams, okay.
Neal, better with bourbon.
Neal, how about you? What do you think you're going to be?
I could go either way. The lobster roll that I had today was really good. So I'll have to try some fried clams and compare.
Okay. Well, it's time for our drinking segment. Nobody has a cork pop, but they can share what they're drinking. So I'll go first. I've got Stella Maris here. So that's the one I've got in the glass. I took a pour of Stella Maris. Danny, what do you got?
I'm trying some Mayor Pingree.
Mayor Pingree, okay.
I've got Deer Hammer Rye.
Whoa, where'd you get that?
I think that
You're not supposed to get into that. Those are for display purposes only.
It's pretty good for display.
We're here at Lenny's house, by the way, in Maine, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
so,
no, Steve, I think that might be a thiefed bottle from your single barrel.
Oh, nice.
A sneak peek of,
that's valuable. Yeah. Did we authorize that?
I authorized it.
I'll have to give him that one. Freddie may be here.
Yes,
It's pretty good.
That's was picked by Old Man Bay. So Old Man Bay picked that. So that's his pick.
He did a good job.
Yeah. So Lenny, how about you? What are you drinking there?
Well, the Stella Rye was up front, so I grabbed it.
Yes.
Yeah, I took the lazy approach, and I didn't realize that.
Like Danny and I tomorrow night with the Lazy Man lobster.
Exactly.
You took the lazy approach with the whiskey. Yeah. Well, cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to give you an update, really specifically what we did yesterday, because we had a pretty fun adventure. We'll talk about that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot in the greater St. Louis area. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only focuses on single barrels. We aren't open just yet, but our plan is to have the most diverse single barrel offerings from our many friends in the world of bourbon. By signing up for a weekly email, you will know our entire inventory we have on hand. In addition to single barrels, we'll have a tasting bar and a gift shop featuring logo merchandise for both the shop and the ABV Network, as well as a full curriculum of bourbon education classes. Additionally, we'll use the gift shop to feature products from our partners in the world of bourbon, companies like Art Eatable Chocolates and Old Man Bay Signs. Head over to ABV Barrel Shop to sign up for our email and text distribution list so you can stay in the know. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent visits to Kentucky. Today, he's leading the way for young distillers making their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery combines family history, a look at what makes their products unique, and of course, a tasting through their whiskeys, moonshines, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com and visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hello, this is Jeff from Iowa, and you're listening to The Bourbon Daily.
All right, everybody, welcome back. My name is Steve Akeley. I'm joined by Lenny, Neal, and Danny, and we're talking about our adventure in Maine. So I'm going to start out, before we get into what we did, the fun we had yesterday. Lenny, please, let me put this mic by you here. Tell us how we ended up here in Maine.
That's a fine question. I don't know. I have some in-laws in New England, in Boston in particular, and
it's not uncommon for people that are from Boston to vacation up in this area.
That's true. I guess a little background on the area. We're in Old Orchard Beach, Maine, which is just south of Portland, Maine, about an hour 45 to 2 hours from Boston. And what's kind of cool about the area is it's one of the longest sandy beaches. So most of the region is rocky beaches.
Yeah.
Kind of sucky.
Your beaches that you've got here is really nice.
It's a nice one. And I kind of, it's a long story how I came upon it and how we ended up, buying a second home out here. But it worked out really well. We rent it most of the time, but we try to get out a few times a year. And I think you floated out the idea of coming out here for an ABV trip. And I thought, why not? I need an excuse to come out anyway, especially in the summer. I'm usually here in the off season, so it seemed to all come together.
Yeah. Great town. I can't recommend enough. Lenny, if someone wants to book this, where do they look?
I don't know. They could look wherever they want, but you can.
You don't want people, our audience, to come here and support what you're doing. Buy us whiskey. Don't come to us.
Just hit me up. I'll put you on point with
on point
how to make it happen.
Sure. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about yesterday. So Neal, where did we go yesterday?
Went to Wiggly Bridge Distillery. It was a little bit south of here.
Yeah, it was a surprisingly neat place, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It was really kind of rustic and historic, and what they've done with the barn that the distillery's in is really cool.
Yeah, that was like a active barn that David, the owner, had a chance to buy for pennies on the dollar in 1983. Though, and he didn't see the value of this old barn that actually had animals in it at that time. But so years later, fast forward years later, he ultimately, after it ends up being like a hardware store for 25 years or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, a long time. He ends up buying it and starting his distillery there, which is pretty cool stuff. So, yeah. Danny, what do you think about their products and stuff like that as we tasted through those?
Oh, they were awesome. I didn't find a bad one.
There was no complaints. Yeah. Really good stuff. We did a barrel pick there, so that'll be kind of cool. It's for the Barrel Shop, and ended up picking out one that was like 122.8 proof or something like that. A little bit over 122 proof, I know that. Really good. I mean, I thought it was a great pick. 6-year-old bourbon, so that's going to be pretty cool. And then and they're going to be sending us not only that pick, but then some really rare stuff that they've got. So from time to time, they do some releases under David's name, and kind of they had like this experimental series that they would just do different things with, and maybe it's a finish or different barrel or whatever it is, and then they would release these in the gift shop. But as they were testing these things out, they would take their regular bottle and put it in there, but they put painter's tape on there. And so this bottle, when they designed the bottle for this, it kind of had that painter's tape look. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool label.
Yeah.
I thought a lot of their processes were pretty cool too. I mean, the environment's cool. We don't have a lot of coastal distilleries doing their maturation so close to the coast. So that in itself is pretty neat. But also, double pot still distillation.
Yeah.
Just really interesting. Some of they make their own stills. I think that's pretty badass.
Yeah, that is a cool twist there too. Yeah.
I thought the rick house is pretty neat, and really their attention to like every facet of the production process. Like, if I recall right, the corn they used was a hybrid between maybe it was Bloody Butcher? Or,
yeah, Bloody Butcher was in
and then there was
yeah.
I wasn't familiar.
There was
with
another
the other
component
strain.
though. Yeah.
But everything is done with intention, which you can say that about every distillery. But I think that is a craft approach in saying, let's reanalyze this. What can we bring? What can we do different? How can we bring different flavors? And I think they've done a really cool job in that. And even like theoretical exploration where it's fun sitting down with those guys and like there aren't nicer guys at a distillery, but hearing some of the ideas they had where they would almost float out there like, we're not sure if this is really a contributing factor, but we're intrigued by it, so we do it this way. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was just cool in general to spend some time with them, and it's like exactly what we're looking for. So there's so many distilleries out there, and you go to some, and I don't know, they're uninspired because everyone's opened up a distillery, and sometimes you walk in and it's like they're not artists that are making the whiskey. They're bakers. They're following a recipe, and they don't have an oven, but they have a still. But that's the equipment that they're using. That would be like that. And I'm sure they have passion because they have the passion for their business. But the passion in learning how to make the whiskey and what it does and experimenting, that's the distillers that I like to look for. People like Lenny here, but I was really excited to see that in the Wiggly Bridge team. So it was cool.
And Steve, let me put another little twist on that. The other thing I liked about Wiggly and like I liked about Lenny here and everything is every time I've gone to like these big branch places, I'm sorry, I get kind of a little bored with the tours there because I mean it's basically the same thing, happy cows and all this other stuff, and
yeah,
I mean it just seems like a repeat.
It's like if they blindfold you and they're like, on this tour we're not going to tell you the name of the distillery, but yeah, it's kind of sounds all alike, right? And then at some point they got to give you the rules of bourbon, 51% corn. We didn't talk about the rules of bourbon at all yesterday.
Right. But I mean, just like Lenny and just like Wiggly Bridge here, I mean, they turn around and, it seemed more personal.
Yeah.
I mean, more like they were paying attention to me and just me,
Right.
It's that personal feeling I like from the smaller guys.
Yeah. And just an interesting personal story as well. I think that adds to it too. You talk to David and he's like, well, I have 9 businesses total. So very diversified guy in terms of what he does. Just a good time and good whiskey. And Lenny, you even were shocked by the number of bottles, styles that they had, right? That's even unique too. Most distilleries will have 1 or 2 bottle styles, and that's it.
Right.
Every line that they've got a different style of bottle.
Yeah, different bottle or different mold for each one.
Different mold, yeah.
Keeping track of that, I couldn't imagine. I mean, we do one, and that is a logistical nightmare to source all that glass. They do a lot of really neat things, and they're up here in Maine. They're in York, Maine. That's not necessarily everyone's like destination, although it should be. It's a great place. But worth noting, it's really only about an hour from Boston. So if anybody's ever in Boston for work, it's a great kind of diversion road trip to go check out.
Heck yeah,
absolutely. I would recommend that to anybody.
Yeah. And if you're going to come up to Maine, and I would think if you're going to vacation in Maine,
like when I came up here with the family, we went to Portland, but very close to that too. So I mean,
sure.
any place that you're going to go, kind of in the Northeast up here, and it's probably worth a quick side trip to go there. So really a great distillery, a lot of fun. We just had a lot of fun, and it was kind of like a perfect day. We ended up spending way more time than I thought we would there. We were there.
I thought they were very generous with their time with us, and made it. There was no time when it felt like it was rushed. Like we've got to go be doing this, we've got to do something else. It was our time, and they were filling it. So.
Yeah. Took a tour, saw what they were doing. Interesting too. They're going to be expanding. We got to see the full tour. I don't know if everybody gets to go in the basement like we did. It seems like most people wouldn't get to go in the basement where they do the bottling. I don't think I'd want that bottling job. Danny doesn't like heights. I get claustrophobic. Yeah, I didn't like being in that basement.
And the job requirement for that is to be under.
Lenny loved it. He was he was doing calisthenics in there. So
Danny hit his head. I didn't have any issue.
So but. Definitely a good day, so check them out. And we're just having fun up here. Like I said, we're enjoying some really good food, really good friends. This is kind of, bourbon ties all of us together, and that's what bourbon does. It brings all of us know each other because of that, which is pretty wild to think about. None of us were friends outside of this. It's what bourbon brought all of us together, which is very powerful, I think. And it's just one of the great aspects of it. And here we are, hanging out, just as friends, having a good time. So. Love it. All right. Well, we'll wrap this one up. We just wanted to check in real quick and see what's going on out there, let you know what we're doing. And as you hear this, we'll already be back, so this will be long over. So feel free to reach out to any of us and ask us what else happened this week, because we still got several more days here. But we'll wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. Danny, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Danny Kennard on Facebook.
All right. Neal, how about you?
Neal Robinson on Facebook.
All right. Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. You can visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado, or in Old Orchard Beach, Maine, where I'm shredding tasty waves for the next few days.
Yeah. I didn't realize Lenny surfs so much. He's out there every day surfing, which is kind of cool. Yeah.
It's fun.
Misty, how about you? Where can people find you? Ridiculous. All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out, because everything that we do is out there. Previous shows, blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. And please check out ABV Barrel Shop. That's where we're going to be able to, sell barrels that we pick, and of course the Wiggly Bridge one will be there soon. Looking forward to getting those guys into the state of Missouri and into our bottle shop. Just a quick reminder: if you like what we're doing, give us a 5-star review with comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And also, if you want to be part of the show, head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. Well, that wraps this one up, guys. Take care, everybody. We'll talk to you very soon. In fact, we'll have a new show tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Another friend of ours is the Goldstein family at Goldstone Mill. The Goldsteins offer a variety of heritage and heirloom grains to make the finest whiskeys in the world. Plus, they are more than just a grain company. They are truly consultants to make sure the grains they are providing to you or your business meet your highest expectations. Additionally, they work with mills around the country, ensuring shipping is as low as possible for their customers. If you're a distillery, brewery, or even doing this at home, Goldstone can assist you. Check them out at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or check in via email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's upcoming Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with a national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.